English listening and conversation practice. Lesson 5. I just got fired. This is Samantha, and this is Ray. They stay in the same apartment building and have known each other since they were teenagers. They have their own busy lives. They happen to meet each other after a couple of months. Listen to their conversation and focus on the highlighted words and phrases used in context. Later, I will explain their meanings with more example sentences. This conversation will give you good listening practice and help you understand the native English accent. Let's begin.
Hey Ray, how is it going?
Not so well.
What happened, Ray? You seem quite dull.
Yes, I got fired last week.
Oh, sorry to hear that. But why all of a sudden?
My company is downsizing, and they asked me to step down as a paper pusher.
Paper pusher? That's hard.
Yes, I couldn't take that up. It would look bad on my profile, you see.
Okay, I feel you. So what's next?
Well, I'm pounding the pavement.
And that must be tough in this shakeout economy.
Absolutely. Most companies have frozen hiring.
Even in my department. Some of my colleagues were called on the carpet.
And what was that for?
The bigwigs asked them to pull up their socks or they will be in the line of fire.
Oh, I see. Samantha, do you have any openings in your organization?
Well, it's the same story. Hiring is frozen, and we all are multitasking.
I hope the downturn ends soon.
Hoping for that. If there's any new opening, I will surely push your profile.
Thanks, Samantha.
Don't worry, something will knock on your door soon.
I hope it will sooner or later.
I hope you listened to the conversation carefully. My heart goes out to Ray, poor guy who lost his job in the bad economy. Well, now let's take a closer look at some of the keywords and phrases used in this conversation. Number 1. Downsize. It means to make a company smaller by reducing the number of people working for it. As we all have seen during the lockdown, many companies downsize to avoid losses or to avoid going bankrupt. It mostly happens in a bad economy. For example, unless the company downsized, it would be difficult to survive as the losses are piling up. Why don't you try making a sentence using the word downsize and write it down in the comments? I would love to read your sentences. Moving on, paper pusher. Now, who is a paper pusher? Someone who works in an office doing work that is not considered to be important. As you heard Ray saying, the company wanted to demote him and make him work as a paper pusher, which he thought would not be appropriate. What do you think? Should Ray have worked as a paper pusher instead of having no job at all? Let me know in the comments. Here's an example sentence. The management has turned highly trained engineers into paper pushers. Next up, I feel you. It's another way of saying, I completely understand what you mean. It's a slang English phrase and is mostly used in casual conversation. For example, no, I feel you. That's too much money to pay for a one-night stay at the hotel. Up next I have to pound the pavement. Now this phrase has got an interesting meaning. It means looking for employment. It's an English idiom and is used to say, I'm looking for a job. Here's an example sentence. I have been pounding the pavement for the last 90 days with no luck. Meaning you are searching for a job for 90 days, but haven't got one yet. Here's the next one. A shakeout economy. One more slang English phrase, and it means a bad economy or a recession. Here's how you could use it in a sentence. The shakeout economy means less money for public infrastructure and space research. Keep making sentences in the comments using these words and phrases. It will help you memorize them when you need new vocabulary in a conversation. The next vocabulary is frozen hiring. To freeze hiring means to stop employing new people in an organization. I hope that was pretty simple to understand. I have applied to a dozen of companies, but haven't received any response. It seems they all have frozen hiring. Here's another one, called on the carpet. When someone is called on the carpet, it means they are called by their bosses to highlight their bad performances or mistakes. In short, it means to be criticized by someone in authority. For example, the manager called the entire team on the carpet to understand why the deal was lost to the competitor. Big wig. I love this word. It's a slang term used for a boss. A big wig is a person in higher authority in an organization, such as a CDO or the director of the company. The bigwigs were pretty upset about the negative reaction by some of the employees on social media. Try making sentences in the comments using bigwig. It will help you remember better. Next up, pull up socks. It's an informal idiom and means to make an effort to improve your work or performance because it's not up to the mark. I am sure your manager or boss may have told you to pull up your sock if your performance was not that great. For example, he's going to have to pull his socks up if he wants to stay in the team, which means he is going to perform better to stay in the team. If you too want to get fluent in English faster, you must pull up your socks and practice English regularly. The next word on my list is multitasking. Multitasking is an ability to do more than one thing at a time, someone who has multiple skills. Companies these days hire people with strong multitasking skills, and if you too want to succeed, you must be good at multitasking. For example, the job requirements specifically mentioned in bold only apply if you are good at multitasking. And the last vocabulary from today's conversation is downturn. It's another word for a recession or a bad economy. For example, this report clearly suggests a downturn in the housing market. Many builders have unsold units for more than 6 months now. Those were 11 keywords and phrases from today's conversation. I hope now you have a better understanding of using them. Listen to the conversation one more time and see how those phrases were used in real-time speaking.
Hey Ray, how is it going?
Not so well.
What happened, Ray? You seem quite dull.
Yes, I got fired last week.
Oh, sorry to hear that. But why all of a sudden?
My company is downsizing, and they asked me to step down as a paper pusher.
Paper pusher? That's hard.
Yes, I couldn't take that up. It would look bad on my profile, you see.
Okay, I feel you. So what's next?
Well, I'm pounding the pavement.
And that must be tough in this shakeout economy.
Absolutely. Most companies have frozen hiring.
Even in my department, some of my colleagues were called on the carpet.
And what was that for?
The bigwigs asked them to pull up their socks or they will be in the line of fire.
Oh, I see. Samantha, do you have any openings in your organization?
Well, it's the same story. Hiring is frozen, and we all are multitasking.
I hope the downturn ends soon.
Hoping for that. If there's any new opening, I will surely push your profile.
Thanks, Samantha.
Don't worry, something will knock on your door soon.
I hope it will sooner or later.
That's all for today. If you've liked this English lesson and found it useful, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss any new English lessons. If you want more of such conversation practice lessons, let me know in the comments. I will see you soon. Until then, as I always say, keep learning, keep practicing English.